Embarrassing experiences.
Reader's letters. Oh, no! Have you ever had an embarrassing experience? Who hasn't? Last week, we asked our readers to tell us about their embarrassing experiences. We received hundreds of letters. Here is a selection. A smart teacher.
My most embarrassing experience happened when I had just finished college. I had just started teaching at a high school in Denver. One morning, my alarm clock didn't go off. I had forgotten to set it. I woke up at 8 o'clock, and school started at 8:30. Quickly, I washed, shaved, dressed, jumped in my car, and drove to school. When I got there, classes had already started. I didn't go to the office or the teacher's room, but went straight into my first period class. After 2 or 3 minutes, the students started laughing, and I couldn't understand why. Suddenly, I looked down and understood. I had put on one black shoe and one brown shoe. Stanley Morris, Boulder, Colorado.
Hand in hand.
The most embarrassing experience I've ever had happened 2 years ago. My wife and I had driven into New York to do some shopping. The streets were very crowded, and we were holding hands. Suddenly, my wife saw a dress she liked in a store window and stopped. I started looking at some radios in the next window. After a minute or two, I reached for my wife's hand. There was a loud scream, and a woman slapped my face. I hadn't taken my wife's hand. I had taken the hand of a complete stranger. Gary Hall, Paramus, New Jersey.
A parking problem.
My husband and I had decided to buy a new house, and I'd made an appointment to see our bank manager. I'd never met him before, and I was a little nervous. I drove into town, and I was lucky enough to find a parking space outside the bank. I just started backing into the space when another car drove into it. I was furious. I opened my window and shouted at the other driver. He ignored me and walked away. It took me 20 minutes to find another space. As soon as I had parked the car, I rushed back to the bank. I was 10 minutes late for my appointment. I went to the manager's office, knocked, and walked in. The manager was sitting behind his desk. He was the man who had taken my parking space. Margaret Larcade, San Antonio, Texas.
A ghost story. Doug and Kay are staying in an old house on Cape Cod. It belongs to Doug's uncle, and they've borrowed it for the weekend. They arrived an hour or two ago, and they're sitting in front of a fire in the living room downstairs.
Oh, Doug, this house is fantastic. I love old houses.
There's a ghost here, you know.
Doug, don't be silly. Are you trying to scare me?
No, I've been coming here for years. We used to stay here when I was a kid. I saw the ghost myself once.
This isn't funny, Doug, and I don't believe in ghosts.
You don't? Well, I do.
Where did you see the ghost?
Upstairs, in the bedroom.
Yeah, right. Did it have a white sheet over its head?
No. It was just an ordinary ghost. He was wearing clothes from the 1800s.
He? Who?
The ghost. I'll tell you about it. I'd been out walking all day, and I was really tired, so I went to bed early.
Had you been reading a book about ghosts?
No.
Well, go on. What happened?
I'd been in bed for 2 or 3 hours.
How did you know that it was a few hours?
There's an old grandfather clock in the bedroom. You'll see it when we go upstairs. Anyway, the ghost was standing beside it.
What did you do?
Nothing.
What did he say?
Nothing. He just stared at me.
How did he get into the room? Hadn't you locked the door?
Yes, I had. And the window, too. It was a cold, foggy night like tonight.
Was there a fireplace?
Yes, but it was too small for a man to get down. Anyway, there'd been a fire.
What did you do?
I sat up and stared back at him. I was too shocked to move.
Well, what happened?
I don't know how long we've been staring at each other, when suddenly I shouted, and he disappeared.
I don't believe it.
I didn't believe it myself at the time, but when I told some people who live around here, they believed me. Some of them had seen the ghost themselves. They could even describe him. If you ask them, they'll tell you.
Doug, put some more wood on the fire. I'm going to sleep right here tonight.
Buying a present.
In a record store.
Excuse me. I'm trying to find Rat Run Rat by Please Be Funky. It's their latest single.
Oh, right. It's number 9 this week. CD or cassette?
CD.
It's right here.
Thanks. And do you have the new album by Titanium yet?
Heavy Metal Murder? Oh, sure, we have that. It's great. You'll love it.
Oh, it's not for me. It's for my grandmother. It's a birthday present.
In a jewelry store.
I'm trying to find a Christmas present for my wife.
Okay, what kind of thing are you looking for?
I'm not sure, really. Maybe you can help me.
How about a bracelet?
No, I bought her a bracelet for our anniversary.
Maybe a ring, then. These rings are made of 22-karat gold.
What kind of stone is that?
A diamond, and it's less than $5,000.
Oh, well, maybe you could show me some earrings then.
In a toy store.
Do you need any assistance, ma'am?
Thank you. Yes, I'm looking for a toy for my nephew.
Okay. How old is he?
He'll be 9 on Saturday.
What about a skateboard?
No, I don't want him to hurt himself.
How about a drum set?
I don't think so. His father will be upset if I buy him one of those. Do you have anything educational? You see, he's a very intelligent boy.
I have the perfect thing. A do-it-yourself computer kit.
Where is it made?
Good evening. I'm Jesse Carson. Welcome to Double Your Cash. Our first contestant tonight is Dawn Sikorsky from Lincoln, Nebraska. How are you doing, Dawn?
I'm doing fine, Jesse.
What do you do, Dawn?
I'm a librarian.
And were you born in Lincoln?
No, I wasn't. I was born in Omaha.
Okay. Now the first question is for $100. Are you ready?
Sure.
Where are Ferrari cars made? Are they made in Spain? Are they made in France? Or are they made in Italy?
That's easy. Italy.
Correct. That's great, Dawn. Okay, Dawn. You can take the $100 right now, or you can have another question and double your cash.
I'll take another question.
Okay. This is for $200. When was Martin Luther King Jr. murdered? Was it in 1963, 1965, or 1968?
He was murdered in
A real bargain. Donna Wu is looking for a new house. She's with the realtor now.
Well, Ms. Wu, this is the house that I told you about. 341 Sun Lake Drive. The owners are away, but I have the keys.
When was it built?
It was built in 1936.
Who built it?
I have no idea. Is it important?
No, I guess not. Is that a new roof? It looks new.
It's pretty new. It was put on 2 years ago. It's in very good condition. The previous owner was a builder.
I'm worried about the electrical wiring. Has it been rewired?
Yes, it has.
Oh? When was that done?
5 years ago. It's been completely renovated. New central heating and air conditioning have been put in, and a new garage has been built.
Oh? When was that done?
The garage? Last year, I think. It's a very solid house. It's built of brick with a tiled roof.
I have a little boy in elementary school. Does a school bus pass by here?
Yes, right here on Sun Lake Drive. The children are picked up at 8 o'clock and they're brought home by 3:30.
It's really not expensive. I've seen a lot of similar houses, and they're more expensive.
Oh, yes. It's a real bargain.
Are there any plans for new construction in this area?
Excuse me? New construction? Well, yes, a new hospital is going to be built about 6 blocks north of here.
Anything else?
Well, a new interstate highway will be built next year. You'll be able to get to the city in half the time.
Where exactly will the interstate be built?
It'll be built just down the street. Sun Lake Drive has been chosen as the main exit for the city. It'll be interesting. You'll be able to watch the traffic.
The 6 o'clock report.
Good evening. This is Rose Ann Silvernail with the 6 o'clock report from WBTV Baltimore. Our top story tonight. Alan Wolf, the great plane robber, has been caught in Costa Rica. He was arrested in a San Jose nightclub. He is being questioned at local police headquarters, and he will probably be sent back here to Baltimore. In 1992, Wolf was sentenced to 40 years in prison for his part in the great plane robbery at Baltimore-Washington International Airport. He escaped from the Maryland State Penitentiary in April. Since then, he has been seen in 10 different countries. Another tragedy in the music world. Jerry Henderson, the lead guitarist of the rock group The Rats, is dead. He was found unconscious in his room at the Baltimore Glory Inn early this morning. Henderson was rushed to the Johns Hopkins University Hospital, but doctors were unable to save his life. A number of bottles which had been found in his room were taken away by the police. The painting Iris Morning by Penoir was stolen last night from the Baltimore Museum of Art. The painting, which is worth over $5 million, had been given to the museum in 1993. It hasn't been found yet, and all area airports, highways, and train stations are being watched. All vans and trucks are being searched. A reward of $50,000 has been offered for information. And finally, Jumbo, the elephant that escaped from the Baltimore Zoo this afternoon, has been caught. Jumbo was chased across Druid Hills Park and was finally captured at a hot dog stand near the park's main gate. Jumbo had not been fed and was trying to take bread rolls from the stand. A tranquilizer gun was used, and Jumbo was loaded onto a truck and was taken back to the zoo. At the zoo, he was examined by the zoo veterinarian. Fortunately, no damage had been done, and Jumbo will be returned to the Elephant House tomorrow.
The Sunday Magazine.
Last night I went to see the new musical at the Lewis and Clark Memorial Theater. It's called Space Opera and was written by Tim Weber with music by Andrew Rice. It was a highly entertaining evening and the audience enjoyed every minute of it. The music was performed by the Idaho Symphony Orchestra, and it is really great. The hero is played by soap opera star Danny Clean, and he sings most of the best songs. However, the most popular song in the show is Starlight Tonight, and I'm sure it'll be a big hit. It's sung by Lorna Winter, who plays the Queen of Jupiter. Her costumes are sensational. They were designed by Annette Field. One dress cost more than $20,000. There is a CD of the show available on the Polyglot label, and an illustrated book which is published by Apple Tree Books. Take my advice. Go see it.
Elvis Presley, Story of a Superstar.
When Elvis Presley died on August 16, 1977, radio and television programs all over the world were interrupted to give the news of his death. President Carter said, "Elvis Presley changed the face of American popular culture. He was unique and irreplaceable." 80,000 people attended his funeral, and Elvis Presley movies were shown on television, and his records were played on the radio all day. In the year after his death, 100 million Presley albums were sold. Elvis Presley was born on January 8, 1935, in Tupelo, Mississippi. His twin brother died at birth. His parents were very poor, and Elvis never had music lessons, but Elvis regularly sang at church services. In 1948, when he was 13, his family moved to Memphis, Tennessee. Elvis left school in 1953 and got a job as a truck driver. In the summer of 1953, Elvis paid $4 and recorded 2 songs for his mother's birthday at Sun Records studio. Sam Phillips, the owner, heard Elvis and asked him to record "That's All Right" in July 1954. 20,000 copies were sold, mainly in and around Memphis. Elvis made 5 more records for Sun, and in July 1955 he met Colonel Tom Parker, who became his manager. Parker sold Elvis's contract to RCA Records. Elvis immediately bought a pink Cadillac for his mother. In January 1956, Elvis recorded "Heartbreak Hotel," and 1 million copies were sold. In the next 14 months, he made another 14 records, and they were all big hits. In 1956, he also made his first movie in Hollywood, "Love Me Tender." In March 1958, Elvis had to join the Army. When his hair was cut, thousands of women cried. He spent the next 2 years in Germany, where he met Priscilla Ballou, who became his wife 8 years later in 1967. In 1960, he left the Army and went to Hollywood, where he made several movies during the next few years. Most critics thought the movies were a waste of his talent. By 1968, many people had become tired of Elvis. He hadn't performed live since 1960. But then he recorded a new album, "From Elvis in Memphis," and appeared in a TV special. He became popular again and went to Las Vegas, where he was paid $750,000 for 4 weeks. In 1972, Priscilla left him, and they were divorced in October 1973. The next few years were spent doing concert tours. Elvis died at home of a heart attack. He had been eating and drinking too much for several years. He left all his money to his only daughter, Lisa Marie Presley. Since his death, Elvis has sold more records than during his lifetime. He has become a legendary figure, and every year there are rumors that he is still alive. In 1993, Elvis was the first rock musician to be featured on a U.S. postage stamp. People were asked to vote. Did they want a picture of the young 1956 Elvis or of the Elvis of the Las Vegas shows? You can see how they voted.
Classifieds. Andy.
I have $6,000. I'm going to look at the car. If I like it, I'll buy it.
Barbara.
That's a nice car, but I don't have enough money. If I had enough money, I'd buy it.
Chris.
I've worked for an oil company for 10 years. I have a BS in engineering. I have the qualifications. I'm going to apply for the job. If they offer me the job, I'll definitely take it.
Dave.
I like that job, but I can't apply for it. I don't have the qualifications. If I had the qualifications, I'd apply for it.
Floyd.
I'm a mechanic, and I know a lot about cars. I have a current driver's license and enough money. If they ask me, I'll go with them.
Tom.
I have $4,000 and a current driver's license, but I know very little about cars. If I knew something about cars, I'd go with them.
Jessica.
I am a native speaker of English. I can read and write Spanish. I'll apply for the job. If I get it, I'll have to move to New Jersey.
Helen.
I am a native speaker of English, but I can't read or write Spanish. If I could read and write Spanish, I would apply for the job.
Darlene.
I'm 19 and I'm interested in the job. I'll get more information if I call. If the salary's good, I'll apply.
Jack.
I'm interested in the job, but I'm too young. I'm only 17. If I were older, I'd apply.
Eating out.
Are you hungry?
Yeah, I didn't have much for breakfast.
Do you feel like a hamburger?
Okay, I'll have a big Greg, but no fries for me.
Anything to drink?
You've been here before. What are the shakes like?
Not bad. I'm getting one.
Okay, I'll have a strawberry shake.
Anything else?
No, that's all.
Next.
1 big Greg, 1 cheese Greg, 1 order of fries.
Large or regular?
Large. And 2 strawberry shakes.
Is that it?
Uh-huh. That's all.
What are you having?
I don't know. I can't decide.
I'd have the special if I were you. I had it last time I was here. It was great.
No, it's got ham on it. I don't like ham. I'll just have the plain pizza.
A regular or a large?
A large, I think.
Are you very hungry?
No, not very.
Then I wouldn't have a large one if I were you. They're enormous.
What about an appetizer?
Okay, let's have another look at the menu.
Hi, I'm Adam, and I'm your waiter today. Are you ready to order yet?
Yes, please. We'd like a plain pizza and a Pizza Palace special.
Would you like regular or large pizzas?
Both regular, please.
Anything to start?
Yes, a soup and a house salad, please.
Sure. It'll take just a couple of minutes.
What time is it, Roy?
20 after 1.
We don't have much time. Where do you want to eat? Pizza Palace? McGregor's?
A pizza would be okay if we had more time, but we don't. And I don't really feel like a burger.
Why don't we just grab a sandwich?
Okay, there's a deli just around the corner.
Fine, let's try it.
Hello there, hon. What can I get for you?
1 tuna sandwich and 1 vegetarian, please.
Will that be white, whole wheat, rye bread, or a roll?
Whole wheat.
Will there be any drinks with that, hon?
1 coffee, 1 hot tea.
Is that everything?
Yeah, that's it.